down at a shattered iPad screen and had that sinking thought, could I actually fix this myself? Well, today, we're going to crack open that very question by looking at one of the most difficult repairs you can possibly attempt. And let me tell you, this is way more than just swapping out a piece of glass. It's a real test of your patience, your precision, and your nerve, all because these things are built for sleekness, not for easy repairs.
That's right, you really have to think of it less like fixing something and more like performing surgery. Every single move you make counts, and just one tiny slip-up could be game over for the entire device.
So, what is it? What makes this one specific fix so incredibly tough? What are all the hidden traps waiting for you right under that broken screen? We are about to find out. All right, let's scrub in. The very first challenge, and honestly, it's the one that'll make your palms sweat the most, is just getting inside the tablet without causing a whole bunch of new problems. You see, a pro has all the right gear. We're talking controlled heat guns to soften up that super strong factory glue. It is a slow, careful, methodical process, trying to separate these layers that are bonded together with insane precision.
But then you hop online, and you see a DIY perspective like this. If the iPad's been opened up before, that adhesive might be way weaker, making it seem almost easy. And that can give you this false sense of security, because trust me, the real challenges are hiding right underneath.
The second you get that screen off, you are officially in a minefield. You've got to gently lift up this super fragile LCD screen, which is only held on by 4 tiny little screws, and underneath that, a whole mess of delicate ribbon cables connecting everything. These are the tripwires. You tear one, you pull one too hard, and that's it. Mission failed.
Okay, so we're past the outer defenses. Now we're getting to the core of the operation, where every tiny movement feels huge, and the margin for error basically disappears. And this is what's so fascinating. The hurdles for a professional are completely different from a DIYer's. For the pro, the big enemy is getting every single microscopic shard of glass and old glue off. But for the person at home, the enemy is much more immediate, those tiny screws that just love to disappear the second you look away.
And here it is, a classic pitfall that can happen to anyone. It's not always about a huge, catastrophic break. Sometimes it's a simple, honest mistake just like this one. You connect a cable, but you put it in backwards. Now, it's an easy fix, but let me tell you, that is a heart-stopping moment when a main feature like the home button just doesn't work.
Okay, at this point, the order you do things in is absolutely everything. Before you even think about sealing it up, you have to test that new screen. Then you get to the really fiddly part. Wrestling with those flex cables, peeling off tiny little adhesive strips, and then finally lining up the new screen perfectly. Because once you press it down, there is no going back.
You know, our DIY source used this fantastic word, janky, and it just perfectly describes that feeling when you've used whatever tools you have lying around and just sheer force of will to get a job done. It might work, yeah, but it's not going to have that professional polish.
Okay, we've navigated all the tripwires, we've performed the delicate surgery, now it's time to close it all up and face that moment of truth. The new screen is in position. The adhesive is ready to go. You gently press down around all the edges, you feel it sealing into place. Everything is reconnected.
You hold your breath. This is it.
This is the one question just screaming in your head. After all of that incredibly careful, painstaking work, did you miss something? Did you snag one of those tripwires? And then you see it. The Apple logo appears. Oh, that feeling of just pure relief and success? It's amazing. The touchscreen works, the home button works. Against all the odds, the operation was a success. The tablet is back from the dead. So after watching that entire Highwire act, what's the big takeaway here? What's the right move when it's your screen that shatters? Well, a successful boot up doesn't always mean a perfect victory. A lot of the time, the original drop that broke the glass also bent the metal frame, even just a little bit. And that means the new screen might not sit perfectly flat, leaving the final result feeling just a little wonky.
And really, this table just lays it all out, doesn't it? Doing it yourself can be incredibly cheap. I mean, we're talking $12 for a part. But you're taking on the risk of making simple mistakes, using a janky process, and getting a result that might not be perfect. A professional service costs more, sure, but you're paying for the peace of mind, the right tools, and a device that feels brand new again.
So it all boils down to this, really. One shattered tablet, one very big decision.
So, after seeing this high-stakes battle against tripwires, tiny screws, and wonky frames, what would you do? Are you feeling brave enough to go on your own DIY adventure, or does paying for the assurance of a professional fix sound like the smarter move? The choice is yours.
So you had a phone disaster? Yeah, I came in with a broken camera, totally useless. But David at Sydney CBD Repair Centre was great. Within a day, the part was...
So phone disaster?
Came in with a brick camera. David fixed it in a day. Good as new. Highly recommend.
Our daily superhero, Mr. Repairman, David, is here. Call 8011-4119 now.
My Motorola Edge 50 screen was smashed. David here ordered the part and fixed it next day in 1 hour.
Our daily superhero, Mr. Repairman, David, is here. Call 8011-4119 now.
Wang, tell us about your recent phone repair.
David was super professional. He fixed my Galaxy Z Flip 4 in an hour. I literally walked in broken and walked out perfectly fixed.
Yeah, highly recommend.
If you have mobile phones issue, you can walk in. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. 6 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. 2 p.m.